Hello men, Craig James here from masculinebydesign.com. I want to do a quick video to talk about passive dread. So passive dread is something that's extremely important when it comes to marriage relationships. For guys who are in long-term relationships or you're in a marriage, you need to learn how to use passive dread to your advantage. Passive dread is a way that you create sexual tension in your marriage, and it's that sexual tension that invigorates a marriage. It invigorates the sexuality that exists in a marriage. It's the tension between the masculine and the feminine and how those two come together in a very romantic and intimate release that passive dread helps to encourage, it helps to promote. So I recently tweeted, I guess it was this weekend, about my wife rejected my sexual advances. So we were in bed and I kind of dozed off to sleep actually. She was messing around on her phone. I dozed off to sleep and I woke up, I don't know, 5-10 minutes later and started kissing on her back, rubbing on her, caressing on her, doing things that would typically turn her on. And she seemed a little bit interested, but after a minute or two, the interest wasn't to the level that I would typically expect, and so I kind of gave up and rolled over and went to sleep. Now, in years past, that whole episode would have gotten me sullen. I would have been down on myself. It would have affected my mood. It would have done so noticeably. My wife would have noticed that. And as odd as it may seem, for something so small, I'd let that affect my day. I would let it affect my outlook, and I'd let it affect my productivity. But I didn't do that. I don't do that anymore. So she rejected that advancement. I think if I would have continued to push the envelope, I would have been able to get her to make herself available to me. But I wasn't ready to do that at that point in time. So I let it go. I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning. I was unaffected. I woke up early. I got a quick round of training in my basement. I went upstairs, started working on my blog. She woke up, kissed her on the forehead, told her good morning, slapped her rear end. I went about my business as though nothing had happened. Later on that morning, she took a shower, came out, and she said, Craig, come to the bedroom real quick. I have something I want to show you. Of course, I knew what that meant. And her sexual energy was peaked. It was much higher than it had been for a few days. So the way that we carry ourselves, guys, we can create passive dread. So when she saw me get rejected and then continue to go about my business unaffected, that displayed higher value to her. That showed her that I didn't need that. I had other things that were vying for my attention, things that were just as important or more important for me to pursue. And so that created passive dread in her mind. So she realized that in order to keep my attention, in order to keep me sexually invigorated for her, she needed to do something in order to gain that back. And so that's what she did. And that's the aspect of passive dread. That's one aspect, guys, is that self-confidence, continuing to go about your business, doing what needs to be done, having a positive outlook, staying confident no matter the situation. A woman feeds off of that, okay? Second, we got to be doing things to make ourselves higher value men. So just like we want to be with women who are equals in the sexual market value, or above our sexual market value in the sexual marketplace, guys, just like we want that, women want that as well. And the way that we display that to them is in how we pursue our mission, how we go about our business, how we show confidence in the way that we live. How we take care of our bodies, how we lead our families, how we teach our children, how we encourage them to strive for excellence as we strive for excellence ourselves. That is how we display higher value. Yes, part of it is the money that we earn in our careers, the things that we do to increase our prestige in society. But there is so much more to it, guys. Just a woman seeing a man pursuing something more, pursuing a passion that he has, striving for something and never taking no for an answer, never giving up, continuing to relentlessly pursue what his mission is, what he deems to be important in life. That raises your value in her eyes, guys. That's something that you need to be doing. Every man needs to be doing. And when you do that, your wife or your long-term relationship will be invigorated by that, because they will see that you are a man who knows what he wants and you don't give up. You go after that. That displays higher value. That puts you in the top 10% of guys. 90% of the guys out there aren't doing that. They would rather sit and point fingers and complain about everything they don't have and about how everything is stacked against them. Because the success of others, it's holding them back, and that they can't achieve what they want in life. And that's a bunch of piss poor excuse making, and women see right through that, as they should, just like we see right through that as men. Guys that come to me and want coaching on different things, almost the first thing I'll ask is, well, what are you doing to change your situation? What are you doing to make your desires a reality? What are you doing to actualize these desires that you profess to have? And more times than not, that gets the juices flowing, because the guys realize that they haven't been doing what they need to be doing in order to actualize what it is they want for themselves. It's so much easier to make excuses and to complain and to point the finger at others. But that's not what men of high value do. Men of high value, they go after what they want in life. Even in failure, they continue moving forward. They continue ascending to higher levels of their potential, and just continuing to build themselves up as they build other men up and build their families up around them. So guys, this is how we create passive dread. It creates that sexual tension, because your wife or your long-term relationship will again, it'll be invigorated, because you will be perceived as a man, and rightly so. Not even just perceived, but you will be a man who is striving for more. You will be a man who is more valuable to others. You'll be a man who is more valuable to his family. And when your wife rightly views you as somebody who is a level or two above her in your sexual market value, that creates passive dread. That makes her want to please you. That makes her submissive to you. That will bring out your masculine and her feminine that much more, and you will be able to fulfill your proper roles in the marriage relationship that you have. So that's it, guys. Please remember that. So many guys are suffering through what they see as hopeless marriages, but they're not hopeless, guys. And we as men, we set the barometer for our marriages. We set the course for how things are going to play out. And our wives will feed off of our lead. Sometimes they don't. There are some relationships that have been going for too long, and they're beyond the point of no return, okay? But for the most part, a woman will respond over time to a man who continues to exhibit excellence in his life, self-discipline, strives for to be a man of higher value, and they will feed off of that. They will see the difference that living that way is making in your life, and the value that it brings to her, and value that it brings to her children, the value that it brings to your family. And that will make her want to please you. That will create a little bit of competition anxiety, as you're a man that other women want to be with and other men want to be. So that's it, guys. This is Craig James from masculinebydesign.com. Be sure to check out my closed Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/masculinebydesign. We have a thriving group of men there who just share their struggles as men and the things that we're working toward and how we strive for excellence, and just building each other up and encouraging each other. So go there, request to join. I'll be sure to let you in, as long as you're not a Meninist or a social justice warrior. And that's it. Until next time, guys, this is Craig James. I'm out.